everybody, it's Taylor James with New Dude. Today we're going to be going over the forums and kind of the backbone of what makes Arma 3 Fisher's Life so unique and different. This is really what sets itself apart from other life servers. So right when you jump on the screen, it may look a little bit familiar. If you've already been approved, fantastic. This is probably going to look exactly what you have, minus some of the things that have changed with the dates. So here at the very top, we see some very useful buttons, some quick buttons. You could join the Discord, which I would recommend you doing. It's a great way to kind of get attached with the community and get some faster notifications of things. Download add-ons. That's where you can download the mod and any updates that come up. And then right below it is the server status. Right now, it is very early in North American time at 3 a.m. It's also quite an odd time for European and Australian, so there's only 3 players right now. You also have kind of the server bumps, the lag, and you have right here the restart timer and the time for the next restart. That only changes with daylight saving times or new updates or server hotfixes and problems. So that really should stick the same, but it always helps to come here and before you hop on to know when the next server restart is. Right below that, you have the Twitter in-game section. This updates pretty quickly. So if you ever want to know what's going on in game without being there, you can't respond, you can't scroll down, but you can see just a quick blurb of what the most recent messages are with the timestamp to the left. Below that is the shout box. Shout box is specific just to the website. It's kind of a place where people can just throw random things in there, announcements get thrown in there, random conversations. It is not a very serious place. It is out of character, so you do not need to feel like you're role playing in that. It's really just a random, it's effectively the YouTube comments of this website. Off to the right, there's a few other things. You got your how to join, which I'm sure you may have already clicked on. If not, this is the button for that. The TeamSpeak, this is a place to quickly connect to the TeamSpeak. It should automatically open it up and log in. And then the current progress. The current progress opens up the Trello, which is the current development status for the next update and everything. You see the pending scripts are fixing the grills and items such as that. Next up is the information section. News and announcements, info, and other things are posted here. Each one you can click on. A few things to note. So the biggest, most official changes have a little yellow indicator. It's the biggest things. Weekly are the community reports. It gives you a fantastic indicator of how the server is, how many new players we've had, and just some standard information, including the big updates about rule changes, gameplay changes, as well as every once in a while they post like, hey, there's a bug about this. That way you don't destroy yourself with a bug. Development, pretty self-explanatory. Information regulations, it is as you suggest. Suggestions is a place where you can make your suggestions. Maybe you've already been on the server and maybe you've noticed some things that could be better. This is a place you can do it. Just go over here to the submit suggestion orange button. It explains to you how to fill it out, and you can fill it out. If at any time you want to go back without having to go through the back button, just press the forums and it'll bring you right back. Do not press the home. It'll bring you to that title screen. It's great for new players. It's people who have not joined yet, but it's kind of a bit of a pain if you are a regular. So always click on forums, always bookmark the forums page. That's really where most of this is happening. Down here in community, you have citizen applications. Once you've been approved and once you're in, there's really no reason to see it. It's actually private. If you apply for support, you may be used more than, but until then there's no need. Discussions is literally just discussions. Voting center is just polls. Tutorials are sub-tutorials. Sub-tutorials are the same ones we have on our website. Some are uniquely different. Some may not be included on their website that are on ours. Actually, quite a few are. So it doesn't hurt. There's definitely never a lack of information. Below that is the Fisher's Island in-character chat. You could identify that by the IC in parentheses right up here. So here is the Town Hall, the Dark Web, and the Government. The Town Hall is all about town items. Dark Web is about criminal items. And the Government is, I would say pretty loosely, but it's bills that are passed, and there is technically a government. You can notice them on the server, but it is, you probably not be interacting with them very much on your first couple of days, but it's definitely worth a look. I'll point out a couple of things here in the Town Hall. In the Town Hall, you could find all your companies. Here you can see New Dude's recent application for approval. Does it take anything to start a company? I highly encourage you, if you think there's a market for you, go ahead and do it. The market specifically is where you could post to sell or buy things. There could be literally anything from cars, to buying cars, to buying yachts, to selling just ingots. There's almost always a buyer and almost always a seller. The press, although not as active, is a place where people could post press releases, videos, and things like that, but might be a little bit more widespread. Below that is just some kind of random threads, people looking for attorneys, events, and such. If you see something new on there, go ahead and read it, but don't be checking that every day. There's probably not going to be very much. Not the most active area. The government section, I'll point this out real fast. This is where you could get some of your license information, your driver's manual for the DMV test, build proposals, public services, city limits, speed limits, stuff like that is very, very useful. Your first couple days, we go over that in some of our tutorials. But I highly encourage you to open these up, and we'll link these other things in our tutorial videos. But again, highly encourage you to sought after this on the forums and find it out yourself. Below the Fisher's Island chat is the factions chat. This is where every one of the respectable factions has their information. Some of the big ones you may need to know, besides if you're applying for a faction, are the DOJ and the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard has the airfield if you want to do volunteer certified flight instructor, volunteer air traffic control. This is also where you could request fishing and boating licenses. There's information on the Coast Guard page. But most exclusively, the DOJ is probably one of the most hopping places in this form. So, in the DOJ, you have your district court. This place has everything from appeals, civil cases, trial cases, and archives of previous cases. There's almost always a trial going on. It's interesting to read. If you're in a law, you hope you're never included in one, but you never know. There are lawyers on the island, and we could get into that into another tutorial. There's also the licensing, and this is incredibly important to those who want to pursue kind of the more out of the ordinary licenses. So you have your fireworks, your private towing company, your security, your concealed carry, which is very popular, your hunting license, your gambling, and your bar association. Each one of them has their SOPs and the process you need to complete. Below that are community textures, compensation requests, reports, and staff applications. Community textures is something really not needed for a newbie. That's where if you would like your vehicle skin to be uploaded to the server, your billboard skin to be uploaded. Compensation we'll go over in a separate tutorial. That's if you have a bug problem. Reports is someone broke the rules. That's where you have it there. And staff applications, if you want to join the staff, you are absolutely able to do it there. So a few other things that are on the server on the forum. What's new? It automatically shows you the most recent posts. So here you have the most recent posts, the newest posts on profiles, and such. Streams, if you see a red indicator, that means someone is streaming. These are some of the certified content creators on the server. If they're live, go ahead and watch them. They're probably and most likely paying A3FL. Support, pretty self-explanatory. This is where you submit a support ticket, and we will have a separate tutorial talking about the support system and a follow-up tutorial. Staff is where you could see all the staff from content creators all the way up to the directors. From there, there's really nothing else. I encourage you to poke around. It is very active. You really get to know what's going on in the server when you scroll through here. And it's something I highly encourage you to really be comfortable posting in. Just making sure you're posting in the right channel and not interrupting someone else's conversation or roleplay. Again, this has been Taylor and James with New Dude. If you haven't played Arma 3 Fisher's Life, I highly encourage you to check out arma3fisherslife.net.